What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua. Get this. Anthony Joshua states, the first time in my career we're working on a game plan ahead of the Usyk rematch. Wow. Huh. Let me counterpunch. I don't really have to elaborate into the topic matter, because if this is the first time, the question you ask yourself, what the fuck was Anthony Joshua and his team doing all these other fights? The Klitschko fight, the Ruiz rematch, the Pulev fight, the Povetkin fight, like Parker, Martin, like what was it? Was it just winging it? What was just to see what you can exploit, see the holes, see everything, how it goes? Like, what is this? Like what was he talking about? Well, I start thinking, okay, and I thought about what they asked him, and it sounds kind of strange. If you guys can remember the Kugan Cassius interview that Anthony Joshua had, and Anthony Joshua was like, you know, the one that was like, I'm tired of fucking losing and this, that, and the other, and they asked him like, oh, what was the game plan? And he was like, well, I don't know, you got to ask my team. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking, what the fuck do you mean you have to ask your team? He asked you. You were the guy that was in the ring. So you didn't know the game plan, or you didn't know that your team had a game plan set aside for you, and now everything comes full circle. Then you read stuff like this, like, hey, this is for the first time we're actually working on a game plan. It makes you think that, damn, all this time people wanted him to sack McCracken. All this time people wanted him to get with more trainers. Now and then you have him going with James Ali Bashir, Ronnie Shields, Robert Garcia, Virgil Hunter, and a couple more trainers. And you just go to yourself like, okay, you think yourself like, okay, what do you need all those trainers for? Why are you going here, there, and everywhere like Marco Polo, you know, to see what you can absorb and learn? Well, that just shows you that I think Anthony Joshua stayed in the amateur rankings with the same type of coach. You know, Rob McCracken, he had another coach before that, but I think he stayed with him so long to the point, I think, like working out and training hard with strength and conditioning was pretty much their overall routine. They didn't have something that they actually worked on. Now, not to say they didn't work on particular things, okay? They just never had a game plan. That's two different things. You know, like I know he was working on that pull counter with Pulev because Pulev's jab. I know he was working on that straight right hand lead against Charles Martin because he was a southpaw. Those things, but I don't think that they actually had a game plan set aside, structured for Anthony Joshua all those fights. I just think they worked on certain things that would work for Joshua in that fight, and he exploited that. But I think now he's in there with a more difficult, savvy fighter and a better boxer than he. And I think now he needs like a breakdown analysis of what he needs to be doing. And they need to follow it to the T. And I think in a fight like this, I think Anthony Joshua is a guy that still needs direction to that point. You know, just like other fighters would already know instinctively, like Tyson Fury. Well, look, I can't fight Usyk like this. I can't box Usyk like this. He's going to beat me because he's beating me. You know, instinctively, they would turn around and say, you know what, let me try this now. I don't think Joshua's like that, especially when he gets discouraged, especially when he doesn't really know what else to do. And I think that is because of him and his crew. I think his trainers had really deceived him, you know, brilliant, and all this shit. It wasn't brilliant. You know, you were struggling against a smaller guy that was outboxing you, that was catching you with shots, that was buckling you because you didn't see them coming, okay? And his name was Alexander Usyk. So for him saying this is the first time for a game plan, let's just hope for the first time this game plan is actually successful for him, despite, of course, never having a game plan. Right? So you guys tell me what you think of Anthony Joshua saying this is the first time in my career where we're actually working on a game plan for Alexander Usyk. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!